اهلا بكم اعزائي المشاهدين طلبه وطلبات سنه ثالثه اعدادي لغات هندسه. ان شاء الله هنبتدي مع بعض نراجع المنهج بسرعه. عندنا فرعين طبعا، تريج وجيومتري. التريج عندنا اول رول اللي هي ساين لو، الساين ايكوال. عندنا خدنا ان ايكوال الاوبوزيت اوفر الهايبوتنس. الكوزاين ايكوالز كوزاين الثيتا ايكوال الادجيسنت اوفر الهايبوتنس، والتان ثيتا equal sine over cosine. It means opposite over adjacent. When we have triangle ABC, right angle at B, we must note that we have must be a triangle with right angle. It is, if it isn't not right, we can't do our trig functions, as you know, in the third preparatory year. Okay, we choose angle C. The opposite side means AB, and the adjacent is BC, and the third side is called hypotenuse. Okay? If you have ratio XY to YZ 2 to 3, and we have right angle triangle. Okay. Then we can get XY over YZ. We must note that XY times 2, then 2 maybe over or down, I think down, and YZ is up, because when you do your cross multiplication, we get 2XY equals 3YZ. We must recorrect your answer if the ratio is not complete or is not right. Okay. And also we have the common problem in isosceles triangle ABC. It's common triangle ABC. It means if you have isosceles triangle, this side is 3, 3, and the length of base is 8. In isosceles triangle, there is no right angle, but you study at the second prep. If we draw perpendicular from a vertex, it bisect the base. Okay, everyone can see me? Okay, bisect the base. So 8 divided by 2, then each side maybe 4. Okay. The length of the height, the hypotenuse maybe 5, we make it 5 also, sorry, 5 and 4. Then we can get the height by AD. AD equals root 5 power 2 as Pythagoras theorem minus 4 power 2, and we get the length of height of triangle is 3. Okay. So in isosceles triangle, we must draw a perpendicular. You can't do your trig ratio if you don't have right angled triangle. The another common problem is trapezium. Okay, trapezium. The common problem A, B, C, D, if you have trapezium and isosceles such that 5 centimeter, 5 centimeter, and AD is 10, and the base is 18 centimeter. How we can get the measure of angle B? Okay, we must draw perpendicular. Okay, very good. But that's not enough. We can also draw another one. And this X and Y maybe called any letters. Then the 10 centimeter AD is the same as XY. Then we can call XY also as well equals 10 centimeter. And the remainder of 18 may be divided by equal ratio or equal. Each one, 18 minus 10, we have 8 remainder. Then 8 divided by 2, each side we have 4 centimeter. Then we can draw 5 4, we get the length of height by Pythagoras theorem. If we want angle B, we can use sine B equal 3 over 5, or use tan B 3 over 4, or use cosine B 4 over 5, and we get B by using shift sign, by using calculator to get your answer about angle B. Okay. That's the main important notice in trig. Maybe we can draw also in we have distance in geometry between 2 points. We know the rule AB, if AB A equal x1 y1 and B equals x2 y2. The length of AB means square root of change of x2 minus x1 power 2, the difference between them, plus y2 minus y1 all to the power 2. This is the most important rule, or this is the only rule in the first lesson, your geometry syllabus. Okay. How we use this rule? Maybe used to prove collinear. 3 points are collinear. Maybe use figure is parallelogram. Maybe rhombus. Maybe square. In parallelogram, we can prove each opposite sides equal. That's only enough to prove parallelogram. Okay, rhombus, not only opposite sides, yes, but also all sides in rhombus also are equal as well, as you know. Okay, square, we must prove only diagonals. Not only diagonals, but only all sides are equal. Okay, as you know, in rectangle, we can use just two adjacent, two opposite sides equal, and the diagonals also, as well, as you know, is equal in rectangle. Maybe you can prove or use this rule or this formula to prove the center of circle. If we have 3 points A, B, and C, and you have a center point M, how can we use this point or this rule to prove this is a circle? By using the distance between, yes, M and A, yes, and also MB, also MC. If we have MA equals MB equals MC, then the total distance of the 3 distances are equal. Then it means these points are equidistant at a fixed point. Then this fixed point is called center. And this distance called radius. Okay, very good, radius. And this radii can determine the circle if all distances are equal. Okay. Another rule is the midpoint. The midpoint, if we have A, x1, y1, and B, x2, y2. The midpoint M equals, yes, x1 plus x2 over by 2, and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. If we have the midpoint M, okay, midpoint M, 3 and 4, and point A, 2 and 1, and M is midpoint of AB find B, then the B is a terminal point and M is mid-A point. Then A called x1, y1, B called x2, y2, and the M is x and y. Okay, the midpoint x1 plus x2 over 2 equal x. Well, x is the midpoint. If we want to find x2 by using cross multiplication, then we can get x2 equal double the midpoint minus x1. It means one of the end point equals double the midpoint minus the other end. The third lesson is, which in my opinion is the most important lesson in your syllabus, because you draw slope, you mean the slope at the first time in second prep, and the third prep also you must be draw and know the slope in the first secondary, secondary, and also if you get third secondary school, we must know the slope. We have 4 forms of slope. The first one, if you have 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2. يبقى السلوب, أيوة, yes, very good. Slope means change of y, يبقى the difference between 2y over change of x, x2 minus x1. It means vertical over horizontal. Don't make the reverse, because you must get a mistake. y2 minus y1, vertical axis over horizontal axis, or change of y over change of x. And so we can call, if we line parallel to x-axis, then parallel to x-axis, it means x-axis y components is constant, so there is no change in y, your slope is 0. But if your line parallel to y-axis, there is no change in x. Change of x down 0, and in mass down, when we put 0 down or at the denominator, we get undefined rule or undefined value. So we can means y-axis, parallel y-axis, it means undefined, as you know. Also, if you have angle theta, we get the slope by using tan theta. And you can connect when you have 2 points and the angle theta by the following example. I will tell you now. Okay, but tan theta, if we have angle theta 45, which the line makes with positive x-axis, okay, which is angle theta, slope tan 45, your slope is 1. And we can connect now by when the line parallel to x-axis. This line parallel to x-axis, the angle which this line makes with x-axis is only 0. Okay, slope is 0, and also tan 0, when you put theta 0, there is no intersection, but there is no angle, of course. Tan theta equal 0, then slope also equal 0. And when the line parallel to y-axis, your angle 90, and if you put tan 90 on your calculator, we get mass error. It means undefined value. The third form, I would like to connect by the example, by these 2 rules at first. Now, if you have the line, find the angle. of straight line makes with positive x-axis. If a line makes 2 point passing through 2 points, 2, 3, and 3, 2. Okay, we must name x1, y1, the first point, and second point x2, y2. We have 2 points, then we can get your slope, change of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Good. We get 2 minus 3 over 3 minus 2. We get also negative 1. Okay. The slope of this line is negative 1. How to get the angle theta? How to get angle theta? Okay, slope M equals tan theta. Then we can call tan theta equal negative 1. Okay. How to get angle theta if we have tan theta equal negative 1? By using your calculator, of course. Very good. Theta equal shift tan minus 1, negative 1, and you get negative 45. Is this answer is the final answer? No. Because angle negative, it means anti-clockwise. This angle, it means negative 45. And we measure our angle above the x-axis, not below the x-axis. Above the x-axis, it means this straight line, its angle 180, of course, and this angle is 45, negative only for direction, not as a value. Okay, then this angle is called 180, or it's measure, which we want to find 180 minus 45, not minus negative 45, because we just said negative means direction, not value, but the remainder straight line is the remainder angle. Then your answer is 135. It's a common mistake, which I can many students can do. Okay, we can now back to slope. We just take two form. We can now, we want to find the third form of slope. Okay, third form, it talk about the equations. If you have the equations, and we have two types of equations. The first one, when we have x and y at the same side. When we have x and y is the same side as follow: ax plus py plus c equals 0. Okay. Then, okay, ax plus py plus c equals 0, but slope equal negative coefficient x, which is a, over coefficient y, which is b. Okay. Or if we have y equal 2x minus 1. The x doesn't with y in the same side. Okay. The slope هنا means here coefficient of x, each 2, over coefficient of y, where is 1. And this directly sometimes called m. But if y, coefficient of y not equals 1, we can't call this coefficient of x is m, because 2y equal 10x. then y equal 10 over 2x. يبقى 10 over 2 يبقى your slope is 5, not coefficient of x directly, because the coefficient of y not equals 1. Okay. And then m equal negative a over b. If we have 2x minus 3y equal 5, even 5 inside or outside, never mind. So the slope equals negative coefficient of x, which means 2, over coefficient of y, which is already by negative. So we can cancel your negative sign to get your slope is positive 2 over 3. Okay, we have 4 types of slope. We have 4 types of slope. The first one, if you have 2 points, change of y over change of x. Okay. Second type, if you have angle, an angle, and angle, slope of angle is meaning tan theta, tan angle. Okay, very good. You must revise with me, please. Third type, if you have equation, and this equation have x and y together. When it's x and y together, we put negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. When x and y not in the same side, we don't put the negative in the rule, just do only coefficient of x over coefficient of y. Okay. Sorry. The slope means if you have only 2 lines parallel. 2 lines are parallel. Okay. 2 lines parallel. One of the slope formula means tan angle. And this angle, if 2 lines parallel, if your 2 lines are parallel, okay? Then this angle, theta, and theta, is the same angle because corresponding position, okay, as you studied at first prep. So if theta equal theta, then tan first line equal tan of the second line, but therefore M1 and M2 are equal. When we have L1 parallel to L2, then we get M1 equals M2. Very good. You must know at the second prep, if theta is accurate, we get positive slope from second preparatory. And if theta is obtuse, we get obtuse angle, and so we get a negative slope. Okay. When L2 lines are parallel, their slopes also are equal. Okay, very good. Who can tell me when the 2 lines is perpendicular or are perpendicular to each other? Perpendicular means their product equals -1. Okay, very good. M1 times M2 equal -1. It's sufficient condition to prove in L1 perpendicular to L2 and vice versa. If the 2 lines are perpendicular, then M1 by M2 equal -1. طبعا للتسهيل بنقول to make it easy, if we have M1 equal 2 over 3 و M1 و L1 perpendicular to L2, يبقى M2 equal, we change sign and reverse the fraction. Reverse the fraction, make it 3 over 2 instead of 2 over 3. And if your sign, the original sign is positive, we make it negative. We make it negative. Okay. And if also another one example, if M1 equals half and L1 and L2 are also perpendicular, then M2, yes, 1 over 2 means 2 over 1, and put opposite sign, bravo, very good, -2 over 1, it means -2. Also can say if you have 3, slope 3, okay, Then the perpendicular line, 3 means 3 over 1. Very good, excellent. 3 over 1. So we make reverse of the fraction. 3 over 1 makes it 1 over 3. The multiplicative inverse and additive inverse, you make the two operations together. Additive inverse and multiplicative inverse to get -1. To get 1, we use multiplicative inverse. To get negative sign, we use additive inverse. At the same time, يبقى m1 times m2 equals -1. We want to find the example, most common example. If you have two equations, x minus 3y plus a equals 0. And second one, 3x plus by minus 6 equals 0. Okay. We want to find the value of b in the following cases. Okay. The first case, L1 parallel to L2. Second case, L1 perpendicular on L2. Third case, find LA. These two cases, we want to find LB. Okay. Third case, find LB if this line passing through the point 1 and 2. Okay. This example is very important. Okay. When your two lines are parallel, we can get slope at first. M1, the first line, okay, negative coefficient x, -1 over -3. It means third. Very good. And M2, yes, x beside y, then you can use negative. Then -3 over b. Okay, very good. Then we have two slopes. If we talking about the parallel case. Parallel case means the slopes are equal. Then the first slope, third, equal. Second slope, -3 over b. Very good. We want to find b. You must put in your mind if plus fraction. If we have a fraction, we must take a cross action. If plus fraction, take a cross action, and we want to find b, then hide your missing value, p, then do your cross multiplication. Yes, very good. -3 times 3 by doing cross multiplication. Doing multiply by cross, divided by 2, and we get -9 divided 2. Very good. The two slopes, third and -3 over b in the second case. And we want to find b also when this case between two lines is perpendicular. Okay. The meaning of perpendicular, we must reverse one of them. Which one we can get to find the reverse value? The most easy one to choose or get rid of the negative and make b up, not down. Okay. Then by using multiplicative inverse and additive inverse بنقول عليها كده يعني شقلب واعكس، شقلب الفراكشن واعكس الساين. اوكي. يبقى p over 3 when it's perpendicular and we use change the fractions by doing reverse and change the sign, then b over 3 now becomes equals third. Then when we do this means it not perpendicular now, it means parallel to L1. This slope, the new slope becomes parallel, so p over 3 equals third. We don't use now cross multiplication because the down here equals down at the right, then up at the left equals directly up at the right, so we can get b equals 1. Of course, If there is no common in denominators in down, we must do your cross multiplication. Very good. The third case, if we have point A, 1 and 2, I think 1 and 2, as you know, the first point or the first component belongs to x coordinate and the second belongs to y coordinate. So we can use direct substitution. Okay, direct substitution means when we replace x by 1, then 3 by x, it means 3 by 1 plus b by 2 here y instead of y, but 2b minus 6 equal 0. 3 by 1 means 3 plus 2b minus 6 equal 0. Then we can get 2b equal negative 6 plus 3 equal negative 3. Change sign. Then we can get negative 3 in the other side. It becomes 3. So the value of b or a, sorry, or a of b doesn't matter, equals هنا find b برضو in the third case doesn't matter, يبقى 3 over 2. If we want the value of a, do as we do as b, we put x and y by the given point when you make your substitution. Okay. The most important one in your syllabus is the equation of straight line. Very good. Which y equal mx plus c. Excellent. But m, it means you must know the meaning of every symbol. M, it means, yes, very good, slope. And we get just told about how to get slope on y4 methods. If we have 2 points, change of y over change of x. Okay, very good. If we have theta, we can get tan theta. Okay. If you have 2 lines parallel, then the slope is equal. If we have 2 lines perpendicular, we change the fraction and sign. بنقول عليها بالعربي كده بالسهوله شقلب واعكس عشان تبقى ايه شقلب الفراكشن واعكس الساين. اوكي فيري جود. طيب which is the meaning of c? c, yes, c is the intercepted part of y axis, which means when is a line cut the y axis, there is common point or common coordinate of x. Each element or each x component must be equal 0. Okay, must be equal 0. And the same which we intersection with y axis, x equal 0, vice versa, and which parallel to x axis intersect, sorry, with x axis, the y component is 0. Okay. So we must write your equation y equal mx plus c. Okay. You must note that without slope and point, we can't get the equation. Without slope and point, we can't get your equation. Even first of all, if we want to find the equation, we want to find slope, we want to find point. Maybe he gives your slope direct. Maybe he gives you an angle. Then do directly tan an angle, tan theta. Then we can get slope at first. Maybe you get your slope parallel to another line, which 2x plus 3y plus 5 equals 0. Okay, 2x plus 3y, we get x beside the y, we get negative coefficient of x over coefficient of y. If x and y in opposite sides, we must cancel the negative. Opposite side, cancel your negative and put coefficient directly, coefficient of x over coefficient of y. Very good. About c, or about a point, maybe he gives you the point direct. Okay, if you give you the point direct, it's very good. We just substitute in your equation but at first we must get slope. Okay, maybe don't get your C direct. We get you intercepted part C from y-axis. Or get your point 0 and 3. 0 and 3 or x equals 0. يبقى دي على طول belong لمين؟ للy axis. When x equals 0, so this point on y axis. On y axis means the slope as given when example theta equal 45 and passing through this point 0, 3. 0, 3. Okay. 3 directly is the C. We don't need to substitute this point in the equation. So M equal tan 45 equals 1 and the C equals 3. Then we can get direct the equation. Y equal mx. M means 1x. We can get 1x. Doesn't need to put 1, of course. Plus C, which means 3. Okay. Another example about this. Okay. If you have equation y equal 2x plus 5 and the slope, your slope or your line parallel to this line, parallel given line. Okay, second case, not parallel, perpendicular to given line. Okay, we have two cases. And the line passing through 1 and 4. 1 and 4. 1 and 4 means this line or this 4 not intercepted from the y-axis. Okay. Then we get slope by using slope of line, given line. The slope of line equals coefficient x over coefficient y, 2 over 1. As you know, coefficient of x direct, but if we have 3 beside ly, we can't get coefficient x direct. No, we must put coefficient x over coefficient y in case there is a number not equal 1 beside coefficient of y. Instead of coefficient of y equals 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. So I wish you to do it as I said, 2 coefficient of x over coefficient of y. If coefficient of y 1 as here, as we found here, okay, direct. There is no problem. Okay. Then equation, we put your equation y equal slope parallel, يبقى same slope as well. Okay, 2x plus c. How we can get the c, the value of c? طبعا x and y, replace it by any point on line, but we can't put a number instead of them at the final form of the equation, because equation means relation between x and y. If there is no x and y, there is no equation. Okay? Okay. C, we can get C, yes. There is another given we can't use till now. Passing 1 and 4. 1 means x, and 4 means y. So we put y equals 4, x equals 1, 2 times x, 2 times 1, plus c. We get these 2, and we change the sides by using negative. C equals 4 minus 2, directly equals 2. Very good. So equation y equal m 2x plus c is also as well equals 2. Very good. Now the perpendicular. Okay, your slope of the given slope is 2 from equation 1. Then the perpendicular, the slope of perpendicular of M1 و M2. Yes, who can tell me 2? Then the perpendicular one, very good, 2 up, there is 1 down, and it change, reverse, يبقى 1 over 2, change sign, يبقى negative half. Okay, then we have slope, we have point. Okay, we put the equation y equal slope negative half x plus c. How we can get c? Yes, there is a point, 1 and 4. We can replace it, y equals 4 negative half times 1 plus c by doing your calculations. 4 plus half equals 9 over 2 is negative, and change the side by positive, becomes positive. يبقى y equal slope negative half x plus c 9 over 2. Okay, very good. Now we can talk about the cases of parallelogram, rhombus, square, rectangle. If you want to prove any case of them, parallelogram, we said we can use slope only, not only the distance, but also slope. Slope, if parallelogram, each opposite sides is equal. Okay, because it means slopes are, if the slopes are equal, then the two lines are parallel. Okay, and very important note for the rectangle, if the two adjacent sides perpendicular, then after we prove the first step, all opposite sides are parallel by using slope or are equal, of course. Rectangle, two adjacent sides are equal. Two adjacent sides are perpendicular. Then the slopes, first line AB, if it's rectangle, then this angle is 90. We can get AB, slope AB or BA times slope BC, and we get negative 1. It means angle B equal 90. If we get this condition of this equation by using slope of ABA and BC or any other two adjacent, we can get this is rectangle. Of course, the right angle triangle found in rectangle, if we have right angled in rectangle in two adjacent sides, but diagonals perpendicular in rhombus, of course. Of course, in a rhombus, A, B, C, D is rhombus. We have get your diagonals perpendicular to each other. And the square means A, B, C, D, all opposite sides parallel, if the slopes equal, and the two adjacent sides parallel, two adjacent sides perpendicular by using slope AB and BC equal negative 1, and also slope of AC and BD perpendicular, then doing a negative 1. The most important one is axis of symmetry. The last example, if we have A 1 and 2 and B 3 and 4, we want to find equation of axis of symmetry. Which means axis of symmetry make bisect and perpendicular. Bisect of AB, then we want to find the midpoint. If it's AB and axis of symmetry means bisect and perpendicular. So we want to find the point M. Point M means 1 plus 3, 4 over 2. 2 plus 4, 6 over 2. يبقى this point is belong للline. And the last one, slope of AB. Slope of AB, change of y 4 minus 2, 2 over 3 minus 1, 2. Slope equals 1. يبقى the slope of your axis, perpendicular, change sign and fraction, يبقى it means -1. Then slope y equal, equation, sorry, y equal mx plus c, when m equal -1 x plus c, and replace x and y by 2 and 3. We get in c equals 5, يبقى equation y equal -x plus 5. It means equation of axis of symmetry. Okay. I hope all of you are ready to make your answer. Please slow down. And if we have obtuse angle triangle, we want to find AB bar 2, the longest side, AB bar 2 greater than the other two sides, it means obtuse. If it's less than, it means acute. If it's equal, of course, Pythagoras theorem is right. And if we have triangle ABC and we want the point of center of circumcircle, it midpoint of hypotenuse. Please revise all what I said, and thank you. Wish you good luck, my every students. Thank you for everyone.